Gohan's best fit returns, but how should you build LR Tech Gohan's hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the EZA Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and trying to figure out how to build his hidden potential. As I know, many of you have probably had this guy for a while, and some of you have probably just now pulled a copy of him within the last year or so. Whatever case you may find yourself in, you may have noticed that with the EZA details, that this guy, his entire passive has drastically shifted from the way it worked before, which means we might have a huge update on his hidden potential. So I wanted to take some time in this video to go over this guy's kit and how I think you should adjust his hidden potential. Remember, now is the best time to make those adjustments, since adjustments now only cost 1 stone over other times where you might be paying up to 5 stones. So let's start by taking a look at the details here. So we did check out these details yesterday in the reveal, but we'll go over them one more time. So he is now a movie heroes category key 4, HP attack and defense 150%, and super tech types key 4 and HP attack defense 100%. He gets attack defense 200%, receives an additional key 2 per key sphere obtained, launches an additional super attack, and has a chance of performing a critical hit 20%. He randomly changes key spheres of certain type, tech excluded, to tech key spheres. For 4 turns from his entry turn, he has 30% damage reduction and guards all attacks. For every key sphere obtained, he gains attack and defense 10%. Then, when attacking with 12 or more key, he gets attack and defense 100%. Now, when attacking with 18 or more key, he gets 100% attack, and when attacking with 18 or more key and 58% or less HP, he gets another 159%. After the 5th turn from the start of battle, he gets 20% crit and that additional 159%. So you no longer have to be below 58% to proc that. He gets defense 159% and chance for a critical hit 20% when there's another movie heroes ally on the team, or when there's another hybrid Saiyans attacking in the same turn. He also gets an additional 159% and chance for a critical hit 20% when there's an ally who includes Goku on the team, or there's another youth category ally attacking in the same turn. So they really shifted what he was doing and gave him a lot of stuff he didn't have before to assist him, including a brand new style of attack, right? His 18 key super is now raising his attack infinitely and greatly raising his defense infinitely, which didn't do that before. So that is extremely helpful for him. It makes him both good in long and short fights due to that initial damage reduction that he's getting for 4 turns along with the guard. So he's kind of good all around, and now his passive works almost the opposite of what it did before, right? Before, he didn't have any additional he did have a medium chance of additional super attacks, but for the most part, he was just your standard nuking style Gohan, and needed a Goku on his team in order to run effectively. So most people probably put this guy with crit because you almost never had this piece active right here due to how it was structured. But now they've basically given him free crit, right? You can see that through his new passive here, he's getting, right, 20% if you've got youth or Goku on the team, or another 20% here, right? So that's 40% total if you can activate both of these. Starting from the 5th turn, that's another 20%, so that's 60%, right? And if you happen to ever fall below 159%, you're up to 80% crit. That's on top of the base that you're already getting, right? So that means if you activate everything, you've got guaranteed crits. Otherwise, he's by turn 5, he's hovering around 80%. So he no longer needs the crit. So that really does change how we build him, because as a tech type, he's naturally leaning into crit. That's what you want to typically build tech type units. But since he has basically crit built in, then the next best thing is, of course, combo attack. So you can see with my build here, if we include skill orb investment, right, we can get him full additionals, which is going to be a natural 15, right, which equates to a 30% chance. But if we include skill orb investment, right, you get 10 total from silver and gold. That will give him a 25 additional 25 additionals. We don't know what his specific skill orbs are going to look like, but if it's anything like before, you're probably only going to focus on his bronze and his gold, which are probably going to give him raw attack buffs and additionals buffs, right? That's typically what all of these units have been getting through the Popo event, so we can assume it's probably something like that, especially since his main thing is attacking. So you want to invest fully in additionals for him, take advantage of that. That means, right, if you do proc that additional super from the hidden potential, we're talking about 3 supers in a turn, which is going to be really good for a character like him, who can deal a lot of damage, both through his nuking and his standard attacks after a couple of turns of stacking. You will want to go sub dodge, right? So as a tech type, the most you're going to be able to get without skill orb investment, or with, if you happen to be real lucky and you have both silver and gold dodge and additional orbs, then of course go for that. Otherwise, just go for, right, probably 1 is what you're going to get out of this, right? So 11 and 25 is probably going to be the best you're going to get out of him, right? If you went max, the best you're going to get is 15, but we're not going max. We're going kind of just below that, right? 6 out of the potential, and then 1/5 from either your silver or your gold. Is going to put him at 11. Otherwise, you're hovering around 6, which, I mean, is still going to be good. It doesn't really matter here, right? I wouldn't go full... I wouldn't really go full dodge for him, because I think you want to maximize what he can do for his attack, and that does include giving him additionals, right? Dodge is just kind of there as a failsafe, because he doesn't really need the crit. Again, if you play all of this correctly, you're getting darn near guaranteed crits, up to 80 on average by turn 5. If you're ever below 58%, then of course it is guaranteed crit. This is going to be the best thing to do. Because, I mean, he also has other great supporters on the team that are going to help him get that crit, right? Right, like the Int Gohan, or another great unit that really helps him, especially in the crit department, is these guys here, right? Giving an extra 10% to allies. So he's not going to need crit running on the new hybrids team or through his own passive. So that is kind of why I recommend this build for him. So guys, that is it for our video. That is how I recommend building the new LR Tech EZA Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Remember, full ads and sub additionals is the way to go for this guy. I know most people, like myself, probably had him full crit, being the nuker that he was previously, but since this is a drastic shift in the way you had him built before, I felt it necessary to do a video clarifying this, because you know, it's not often we get an EZA that drastically shifts like that, but when we do, I do think it's important to talk about how to shift. So that's it for the video, guys. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, how would you build your LR Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? Which go ads, which go crit, which go dodge? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.